5.
And
Are we?
didn't. Hello, everybody. We're live.
Where's
still
our
working
intro?
on-
We don't need no stinking intro.
Hi, everybody. Without 1 second.
And there it is.
I was going to
Now
say,
we're
we are
back.
so prepared. We are
I
so
know.
prepared. We are
Hey,
professionals here,
we've been-
people.
I've been 2-3 weeks out. So
Something like
forgive
that.
me.
It's been more than that. Yeah.
I know not what I do. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Kaiju Weekly, the weekly podcast that shares with you all the news and all of the great things that's happening in the wide world of giant monster movies. I am your host that's back in action, even though I sound a bit echoey. I'm sorry because I'm in a new location. I just moved. But I am your host, Travis Alexander. With me is my former co-host from the Hinchin Men. I say former because I haven't been on there in a long time. Nathan Marchand.
Mm-hmm. Hello, everybody.
Along with him, we have the wonderful Danny DeManna, who is the writer of the Godzilla novelization project.
Why, thank you. It's nice. It's nice to be deemed wonderful. That's always a nice day.
Yeah,
Glad to
and
be
also
back.
writer of the new Kickstarter project, Erica.
Sure am. Kaiju Kim's project. I'll be blabbing about that during the SSP section at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have an
And,
official acronym now.
and joining us as always, without whom the show would not exist anymore, Elijah Thomas, the person who keeps us going.
Is that what I am?
Yes,
You are the Energizer Bunny now, apparently.
you are. No, he is the duct tape that keeps this ship floating.
He could be a bunny and duct tape at the same time. We don't want to.
He's Bunny Tape.
Bunny
Bunny
No,
tape.
we
He's-
have
no.
the Duct Tape Bunny. Oh, no, the Duct Tape Bunny.
The duct tape bunny. For anybody who remembers Kaiju Quarantine all those years ago now.
Oh,
Yes.
The Duct Tape Bunny.
Doesn't seem to be ringing a bell for Nate.
Oh.
You know, the best part about Duct Tape Bunny is secretly behind the Duct Tape Bunny is a picture of me, which makes
Now,
it
we all
all
know
the
you
more
were
funny.
in the duct tape bunny costume, so yeah. And
Elijah is
joining
Duct
us,
Tape Bunny confirmed.
joining us in the chat, we have Autistic Lizard Productions. Hello,
Hey,
Brendan.
Brendan.
What up, Brandon?
The aforementioned Kaiju Kim.
Hold
the
on,
queen.
hold on. We have to stop for a second. We have to stop, and
It's
we
important.
have to.
We have a shtick.
It's a very important. It's very important.
And this goes on forever.
Let it. It's not over.
Oh.
Attention, sir. Stretch. Keep it going. Beautiful. Longer. I know your arms are getting tired, gentlemen. Keep them up.
This is our entire stream.
This is
Hello.
the whole stream. Okay, that's enough. That's we're
Yes.
we're good. Ah!
We also have Gamera Sith in the chat, back in action. Hello there. Jose Campos is also hola. Hola, y'all. I like the combination of Spanish and Southernisms.
I was going to say that. Wait, so it's not Spanglish? So what would it be?
I don't know.
Oh.
It's south of the border is what it is.
South of the border.
When we all have Oscar Solis. Hello,
Hey,
Oscar.
Welcome back.
And then yeah, Kim says she forgot about the duct tape bunny. Yeah, we have reawakened a lot of people's nightmares.
No, there's a difference between forgetting and repression.
Yeah.
It's a fine line, but there is a difference.
He's passed. I'm not sure who
Hey,
this
Grattan.
is.
It's Grattan.
Oh, that's Grattan. Okay. Hey, Grattan. I missed last week. I was supposed to be on, but I had just moved into my place and didn't have my setup. So I was supposed to be on there. So I missed actually getting to hang out with you, Grattan. But the show turned out good. I did watch it. So I'm glad as my fan pops in and out of existence behind me. Just ignore that. Again, I'm in a new place and a new setup. Robert Montserrat.
Hello.
Nice to see you. Hello, gents.
Hello, Mr. Montserrat. How's it going?
Mr. Donnie Winter.
Donnie!
Hey, Donnie. And
Awesomeness.
yeah.
Wanna
And
know.
then Brendan said, maybe I can join your live stream as a guest next Sunday. Brendan, shoot us a message and we will definitely organize that because I don't see anything. I don't see any reason why not. We're open to having you as a guest. We've always been open to having you as a guest. And I like that Kim gave us permission to go. At ease, gentlemen.
Thank goodness. I couldn't feel my fingers.
Yeah. So thank you all for joining us. We've got a good show planned for everybody. I have got some boxes to open up before we get into as we're getting into the top story. So why don't we go ahead and cue our favorite sound effect, which is a little thing. Anybody wanna give it a shout out?
Cue the beady beady.
At some point, I will figure out. Here we go. There we go.
Got to do the thing.
Yeah, we got to cue the beady beady. Got to cue the beady beady. We can't do this. So, getting into the news for this week. Hold on, I'm getting back into the swing of things here.
The
Okay.
Easter swing of things.
Yeah. Okay. So our top story for this week is Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire gets delayed. So this isn't surprising. I don't think. I think even I said this like 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. The last episode I was on, I said that we're probably going to get it delayed. Like, I mean, that's just it's tradition at this point.
Yeah, the surprise is that it's only a month.
It would have been the first MonsterVerse film to not be delayed had it come out on the proposed release dates.
Wait, even Skull Island got delayed?
Yep, supposed to come out 2016. I'm shocked you didn't know this, Mr. Know-It-All.
That's because because production was originally with Universal, if I remember right, Danny. And because
and then it switched over to Legendary.
Yep.
So this now let's make sure we give this the proper attention. This is due to the writer's strike. Warner Brothers has delayed the release of many of their titles. Among these, the follow-up to Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire, has been delayed from March 15th, 2024 to April 12th, 2024. And this is done because the writer's strike and the actor strike is happening because the studios are not willing to give a fair deal to these people who work so tirelessly on these properties that we get so much entertainment for. So we want to make sure that we're given passing the buck to where it belongs. Because if the studios were willing to make fair deal, we wouldn't be having these strikes and we wouldn't be having the delays that we're having. So we need to remember to keep that in mind. But gentlemen, what are your thoughts on this?
So, I mean,
we get it. You want the MonsterVerse to burn. Moving on.
Let him the hell talk. Come on. What's up, Elijah? Let's do this.
So, essentially what had happened, to my understanding, is this is because of Dune. Dune was slated for this year, but because of the actor strikes, they can't have promotion. And Dune is a very actor-focused franchise with having like Timothy Chalamet Chalamet, Zendaya, Dave Bautista, all these like everyone in that everyone's in that movie.
Yeah, I'm in Dune too. I am not.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes.
Danny and I both reappear.
I didn't realize they had recast Paul.
It reminds me of a comedian I watched one time was talking about the Wu-Tang Clan. Like, everybody was in the Wu-Tang Clan. I was in the Wu-Tang Clan. I didn't even know it.
That's what I used to tell people, that my life was secretly a Happy Days spinoff, and nobody, the only person who knew it was me. But yeah, I did the Danny Show. I did successfully lobby for the role of Paul. Chalamet wanted it. He couldn't have it. I'm sorry. I don't care if it ruins the continuity. I don't care if he's 1,000 times a better actor than I'll ever be. I wanted it, and I got it. So yeah, definitely go support Dune 2 with me definitely in it. Didn't just make that up. I think they're buying it. I think they fell for it.
I think it's yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
And as Elijah, Danny, I'm sure as you know this. So Dune 2 took the spot of GVK at that March 15th, 2024 spot, and then they moved GVK back to another spot because they're only allowed so many films a year. Can I just say POS and move on?
Yeah.
I told you. POS. He wants it to burn.
So POS got moved to April 12th of 2024. And that's because every year the studios are only allowed so many films per year, and there has to be so much time between them for marketing, and so they don't cannibalize on themselves. So, I mean, to my understanding, it was only Dune and POS that got delayed. From what I read, but no, everybody saw it coming. I definitely think that, at least in terms of the rest of the year, I don't think Warner's going to delay anything else because, sorry to say it, like Aquaman 2 is just like the redheaded stepchild for Warner at this point because of certain actresses and
redheaded.
And we see what you did there.
Well, it's not even just that. There's a lot of reasons why
it's the tail end of basically a terminated franchise at this point. Right. So there's really no the reason that you get people's butts and seats to see the next DC or Marvel film is so that you can keep the momentum going. Half of the Marvel movies are just momentum at this point because they want to get you to the next thing, and then the second it's over, they want you to be excited for the next thing. And Aquaman has that crucial 50% of its purpose for existing no longer, it's the end. It's the last one. So just based on that, people are not going to be invested in it because it's not promising anything in the future.
And if you look statistically, sorry, Danny.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
If you look statistically at DC's recent output with Blue Beetle and Flash, you have two of the biggest bombs in the last.
I was going to say it is flopping hard.
But I just wanted to say that, Danny, keep going with what you were saying.
No, that was about it. It's just you can talk about whether the merits or lack of merit to basically judging a movie and going to see a movie based on what it promises the next movie is going to do, and because there has to be a balance when you're doing something like that. The MCU wouldn't be where it is if they didn't use the films as 50% enjoy this movie and 50% it's building to the next 18 movies. And that crucial part is no longer part of the structure. So Aquaman is probably DOA, which is strange considering the first one broke $1 billion, and the second one is it's gonna trickle into theaters, and then it's gonna end the DCEU on a financial whimper. And that seems pretty obvious at this point. But other than that, they don't really want to. They have no reason to delay that one. They have every incentive to get it out and over with as quickly as possible. Yeah. It's not like some of the cast was going to promote that movie anyway, right?
Right. Some of them shouldn't and can't. I was just going to say, I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't sound like there's just in general been too many true hits at the box office. I think at this point, the biggest success story, at the cinema this year is Barbenheimer. Which astonishes me a little bit.
in all fairness, there's been some really huge hits this year.
Yeah, there
Nathan.
have been.
There have been
There
a
have
lot
been.
of
Huge hits.
Yeah, big.
The-
This is
Oh,
the biggest
Super
hit in a
Mario.
while.
That's another one. Super
Yeah,
Mario,
Guardians
Barbenheimer.
3.
Guardians
It is-
3.
Guardians 3
Guardians
was
3 did all right. It didn't do as well as
Third highest
past
grossing
MCU
domestic
movies.
film.
Yeah, it was huge. Or not, it was a big one this year. I think that what the conversation that a lot of people are having as far as box office is coming or is going is that a lot of movies are making money. They're still flopping because they're not making their budgets back, and that's a whole nother can of worms that we're not going to bother opening up on this show because it kind of derails the main conversation
Bit
here.
beyond our purview. Yeah.
Yeah. And but really, we're talking about Godzilla X Kong. I mean, I'm with Oscar. Oscar says I'm fine as long as we're still getting it. I'm good. I mean, again, we joked about it, but it is tradition at this point. All the monster films have been delayed, but I do want to remind everybody why this is getting delayed. This isn't getting delayed because of we need to reshoot some things, or this isn't getting delayed because we need to make some tweaks. This is getting delayed because the negotiations between the studios and the actors and stuff are basically non-existent because the studios are not making are not bringing a fair deal to the table. So that is the source of the problem and why this is getting delayed.
So, question for you, Elijah, because you think you would be the one who's most likely to know this. What kind of competition is GXK looking at now?
So GXK, so first of all, it's not getting delayed again. I'm telling you that right now. There's no way GXK will get delayed again, and that's because it can't. Monsterverse movies have historically done awful in the summer, besides 2014. They have seen their best in March of the year when it's dead in the water. They did that with Ready Player One. Typically, Warner Brothers releases their tentpole blockbuster of the summer movie in March so that it will make 500 million plus. They did that with Kong Skull Island. They did that with GXK. They did that with Ready Player One. I think Rampage was April, if I remember correctly.
April or May. That sounds right.
I think it was April.
Yeah, I think it was.
So typically Warner Brothers knows that their films can't do well in the summer, and summer is becoming a month or a season that's gradually getting worse for returns. I mean, look at this year. This year, your biggest films were in July with Barbie and Oppenheimer, right? That's at the tail end of summer going into fall with August. And August has seen a very successful time for both Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
But for the films that are going to be coming out in April of 2024, there is currently, so if we're looking at the week of Godzilla X Kong, which is April 12th, right? It's currently fighting Lord of the Rings, the War of
The Rohirrim. I didn't even know this movie existed.
I had not even heard about that.
It's animated. So first of all,
it is?
Yes.
Mhm.
So that's going to be some competition because it is aimed towards kids and your nostalgic people and your fantasy people, right? So that's going to take a lot from GXK, unless it gets delayed.
I don't know. People have been getting a little bit burned with Lord of the Rings lately, so but I don't know a whole lot about this movie. I don't know if it's connected to the Peter Jackson stuff or if it's just its own thing.
I think it's its own thing. But the following weekend, there's a untitled movie called Untitled Radio Silence directed monster movie, which I feel like I heard about this.
I'm not even sure. Is this is this Universal?
Yes, it's a Universal monster movie.
Why not announce what it is? And who's Radio Silence?
Radio Silence is I want to say.
Wait a second. I'm
oh,
gonna.
It's. Go ahead, Danny.
No, you go ahead. I want to make sure I'm not crazy here. You go ahead.
So Radio Silence Productions is the company behind Ready or Not, Scream, and Scream VI. I don't know which one that is off the top of my head.
Six, that's the most recent.
Okay,
6.
VHS, the VHS films, Escape from New York. They're doing a sequel to Escape from New York.
Oh, because the first sequel worked out so well.
I like it.
Yeah.
Escape from LA is a fun time.
They're a production company.
So they're kind of like low budget horror movies is what they seem to specialize a lot in. Devil's Due was another one that they did. Ready or Not, we talked about VHS, all the VHS movies.
That's where I was trying to. That's where I remembered the name. I was thinking of the Scream sequels, the most recent Scream sequels.
Yeah, and it is both the newest Scream movies are. So this untitled Universal movie is a Universal Monsters movie, so it's going to be one of the your classic ones. So I mean, we just had the Dracula on a boat. Dracula goes tropical.
Now, from what I'm reading here, it was at one point called Dracula's Daughter.
Which is intriguing because there was a Dracula's Daughter remake recently, like somewhat recently announced, but the only note that I have for this film, like I have a list of upcoming creature features on notes on my phone. And because of course I do. And the only note I have on here is untitled monster movie from Scream producers. That's the only thing I have. They haven't figured out, but they have in the past.
It stars Melissa Barrera, Alicia Weir, Dan Stevens, Kevin Durand, Catherine Newton, Angus Cloud, Will Catlett, and Giancarlo Esposito. This sounds like I don't know. Is it too much to say that this might be a Gilman movie? Ooh.
Could it be? I mean,
that would make a lot of people really happy.
So principal photography was done in Dublin, in Ireland, which might. Yeah, that doesn't really.
No,
that doesn't scream Gilman.
Where we just had Dracula on a boat. Would it not make sense that we would?
I'm guessing Frankenstein.
Dracula cruise control is what I like to call it.
I'm going to say it's a Frankenstein film.
That's really what it's screaming. Yeah,
because as of right now, there's a surprising number of Universal and/or Universal adjacent monster remakes being made that Universal are sub-licensing out to other companies. Like Blumhouse worked on the Invisible Man film from 3 years ago.
Right.
That's supposed to be getting a sequel. There are no less than 3 Bride of Frankenstein films, all unrelated to each other, being made. One of which is supposedly heading to Netflix. That one actually just got dropped by Netflix. So
one of them at one time had of them had Angelina Jolie involved.
Oh yeah,
that was the Dark Universe.
That was
that one was canned. Yeah.
Bill Condon was supposed to direct that one. He directed Gods and Monsters back in the 90s, which is a James Whale biopic. If you're into Universal monster films and James Whale, then you might have seen that. If not, I highly recommend it. Ian McKellen playing the guy who directed Frankenstein. Great movie.
What other films are there, Danny? Because that might be able to help us gauge. Because it's obviously not a Bride of Frankenstein.
Because right now, Guillermo del Toro is working on pre-production for his own Frankenstein. It's finally happening.
That will be amazing.
I'm hoping, fingers crossed, if Doug Jones needs to play the creature, because
that would be so.
The original intent, because del Toro tried to do this years ago, they were going to base Doug Jones's makeup off the Bernie Wrightson Frankenstein from the 90s.
With the really skeletal looking,
one of the greatest designs for the creature ever. And
very lanky. So Doug Jones will be perfect.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to go through with that, but and he might not be involved at all. Doug Jones is in his 60s, believe it or not.
Yeah,
but
he is.
Yeah, you'd never believe it.
Look it.
No, certainly not. He's in incredible shape.
I only believe it because I know how long he's been around.
So on just looking at my list here, excluding things that have come out. Apparently, James Wan is working on a Universal monster film. He won't say which one. There's an animated musical film called Monster Mash coming out that uses the caricatures of the monsters. There's a Bride of Frankenstein that's just called Bride, not to be confused with The Bride from the 80s, different film. A film that's just called Bride of Frankenstein. A third Bride of Frankenstein. Let's see here. There are apparently several other Draculas in the works, including a steampunk version from Chloe Zhao.
Oh, whoa!
I know.
I might go see that actually.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Very strange. Alec Kirkman is remaking the Mole People right now, which is an interesting idea. And then there's a biopic on the making of the Spanish Dracula coming out. They simultaneously shot Spanish language version from 1931. If you're into Universal Monsters again, you probably know what that is.
Some say that's the better version. I disagree.
A lot of people consider it superior to Todd Browning's cut, at least on a technical level. It doesn't have Lugosi in it, so it loses a few points for that. But it's beautiful. If you haven't seen that version of Dracula, go watch it. It's beautiful. It's used the same sets. It's amazing. And then
practically the same script too.
Yeah, basically it's
just
a little longer.
Spanish.
Tangentially related, we also have the Egerton directed Nosferatu remake coming out here soon.
Yes, I have heard about that one.
And the third Bride of Frankenstein has Maggie Gyllenhaal attached.
Really?
That's the one that dropped by Netflix. And then last on my list here is I also have Paul Feig's Dark Army, which he's been trying to make for years, and I know exactly.
All you had to say was his name, and then it was.
I know it killed the mood. It killed the mood. And then last on my list.
Wait. Paul Feig's the one that did
Ghostbusters. Answer the Call.
Yeah,
right. But he also did Bridesmaids.
He did Bridesmaids,
which is really good. So I mean,
he's not an untalented guy.
Yeah, like he's done some great stuff, but full on comedy, I don't know, because that is what he is. He's a comedy director. So. I don't know.
I think that's it.
So,
okay, that's fine. That gives you a good indication.
I will say that while technically yes would be a great competitor for GXK or POS, sorry. The only thing is
piece of cinema spelled wrong.
Yeah.
Wait. Piece of cinema with an S sounds like the Rule 34 version. Anyway,
Elijah, just talk over this
guy. I will officially start doing that. So the unfortunate thing is, while yes, technically it would be a competitor for POS, there is no sign of this actually being successful. And I say that because, unfortunately, The Last Voyage of the Demeter has only made about $15 million on a $45 million budget. Now, that's not even huge. Like, before we even, that's not big. That's not a big budget at all. That is a very
budget?
That's a very small budget for a Hollywood film produced by a major studio.
Yeah.
So the fact that isn't even doing well, I mean, part of that's because of Barbenheimer and whatnot. But Invisible Man did not do astounding hundreds of millions of dollars, but that was a cheap. I want to say that had a budget of $15 million, if I remember correctly.
It's a Blumhouse joint, and they know how to stretch a budget.
Oh yeah,
so,
they sure do.
No matter what, I don't see it being a very huge box office hit that's going to keep POS on its knees, right? So, I mean, for Warner, this is a very good choice, I would say, because besides Lord of the Rings, there is nothing coming out in April of next year currently that would be deemed very competitive. But they can't move it to May. Once they move it to May, they're screwed.
Yeah,
you have
is
Deadpool
when
3, you have Kingdom of
starts.
the Planet of the Apes, you have you have those two, but those two are from major franchises that are very, very well received.
Right.
There's no way those aren't going to dominate the May market.
And they both got Disney money behind them too.
They do.
Yeah.
For what that's worth these days. But they're not doing so hot. But still,
Yeah.
they've got Disney money behind them, 100%.
Yes.
So POS has made a good decision. I still don't think it's going to do extraordinarily well, and that's
I
not
don't think
even
so.
like being the Mr. I hate everything that Nathan likes to perceive me as. That's just looking at it as an analytical
No,
look at the numbers. The numbers
I'm right
here,
there with you, Elijah. I'm right there with you. Like realistically, I think that it's just not going to do well. Just because the MonsterVerse movies have been, on a downward slope. Even though GVK did really well for a COVID era film coming out, it still was a downward trajectory from the previous films, and I think that there is a bit of franchise fatigue. I won't say necessarily people like to overhype or over use the phrase like superhero fatigue or whatever, but I don't think anything like that's happening. I think people are getting fatigued on big franchises that have been going for a while, and this is one of those. So I'm with you. I don't like it. Because I want the MonsterVerse to be successful, but at the same time, I do realistically believe that this is probably not going to be a success, or if it is a success, it's going to like barely scrape by as a success.
yeah.
So. But yeah, we need to move on. But before we move on to movies and TV, I said I wanted to do a quick unboxing. So I just moved into my a new house. That's why I sound kind of echoey. If everybody's just joining us and you haven't understood, or you're hearing me and you don't know why I sound so echoey, that's because I just moved to a new house and it's completely empty. But I do have an unopened box, if I can get that on camera, of something I bought here. Let me take my background off here real quick. You're gonna just everybody just deal with my annoying plain white background that's not Godzilla fighting Kong in Hong Kong. But I have a box that is a cheap, not too expensive buy, but I wanted it and I bought it before.
Is that Kamen Rider Double?
That is Kamen Rider Double. It
that.
is my favorite Kamen Rider. My favorite Kamen Rider series. I really enjoy this series, and this is the Band Presto one, and from Bandai. And so their Band Presto is kind of on the cheaper side. They're not super expensive. This is the it's the Heroes Brave.
Okay, because I thought I was wondering because I thought I saw a Figure Arts logo.
No. This is not a Figure Arts. This is the Heroes Brave, and they are they for the price point they are decent figures. If you want just like a little plastic, I know Michael's going to get mad for me saying plastic. This is plastic, but if you just want a cheap plastic figure to sit on your desk or on your wall. On your shelf. I mean, these are pretty good. So
I have a Band Presto.
Yeah, Band Presto.
It's an Ultraman Zero.
And I'm trying to. And these guys. So I have this one. I have the Kuga. I have the Agito. I have a few, of this. They usually come in two parts, and you put them, this.
I was gonna say, where's the rest of him?
Yeah,
you don't want
to. Yeah.
My legs.
And they usually have like a little stand that they sit on. So I got this.
My legs. I threw them over there.
For anybody who doesn't know, my goal is to each time I finish a series, a Kamen Rider series specifically, I will buy a figure, even if it's a cheap one, just to sit on my shelf. W, I finished a long time ago, but I didn't have a decent figure of them, and so that's why I went ahead and bought one. So that's what I have there. That's my little unboxing. I love Kamen Rider Double from the Kamen Rider really W series, one of my favorites. But the big event that I have here, the big unboxing that I have.
That wasn't the big unboxing.
That's not the big unboxing. Now, full disclosure, I have opened this box already, so I do know what's in it because I wanted to make sure that nothing was broken or nothing was messed up or anything. So I did open it and did see what was in it, but I have not taken anything out of the box yet, so I will open this and show it off. This is stuff that all of my wonderful friends here have gotten me from G-Fest because I did not make it to G-Fest this year. So they were kind enough, some of the ones here even were kind enough to get me a bunch of little things from G-Fest, one of which is this really, really nicely painted Godzilla 2000 figure, the Millennium Goji figure. I was very surprised for it being, not like a high-end figure. It is a very, very well painted figure. I was just so shocked. I love the metallic like sheen to it.
I was gonna say, are his spines purple? Or are they
No,
blue? They
they're
look
blue.
blue on camera.
Yeah, they are blue, but they're like
Okay.
a metallic blue, so they kind of have a shimmer to them. And there's it's been like dry brushed with a metallic paint. So it's like got this nice metallic shimmer to it. It's just really nice for that is an excellent figure. I can't believe how good that looks. So that is definitely going on my shelf. I thought about, because I have a desk at work now, where my new job, since moving, I started a new job, and my job, I have my own desk, and I have a couple of Godzilla figures sitting on my desk. I have a little mini Funko of Kong and everything on my desk. I thought about putting this guy on my desk, but then I was like, no, that's too pretty. That's too pretty to take to school and set on the desk at a school where a lot of students might steal it. I don't want that. This guy, my one true love, Mr.
You're
Juggless,
welcome.
Mr. Juggless Juggler. I love this. I love this so much.
We looked high and low.
This
this
is beautiful.
Beast from the East, right there. One of the best vendors at G-Fest.
They came through.
This, oh man, I am so happy to have this, and more than even the figure I love, but the trading card that comes with it, like the card, because this is from Ultraman Orb, where he used cards to transform, and so the card actually matches what is in the show, and it looks amazing. Just like the trading card itself that comes along with it was just great, and the fact that you were able to get one that had the trading card still attached to it, that was like, I can't believe it. So really good. I know who this came from. I know who this one came from. It is a Blu-ray copy of Night of the Lepus. I cannot believe this movie is out on Blu-ray. I had no idea.
Shot Factory knows what's up.
I had no idea this was out on Blu-ray. When I first looked in the box, I was like, oh, it's a DVD. And then I noticed, like, wait, no, that's a Blu-ray. What is this movie doing out on Blu-ray? I love it. I love this so much. And
it has a commentary too, I think.
Yeah, I didn't even look at the special features because, like I said, I just looked in the box. I didn't actually take it out. But yeah, there's the commentary by author Lee Gambin. Audio commentary by pop culture historian Russell Dybel, and
there's two commentaries.
Yeah, two different commentaries.
They're multiplying like rabbits.
Yes. It's just I'm like, yeah. So man, I can't believe it's on. So I cannot wait to get my Blu-ray. I don't have my Blu-ray player hooked up right now because like I said, just moved. So that is going to be watched. I'm going to invite some of my friends over, and we're going to have a movie night of Night of the Lepus. And then
they'll never know what hit them.
And then you'll make them listen to the podcast episode, right?
Yeah. So I love this. To be fair, I haven't finished this series yet, so this is actually breaking my rule of only having figures of series I actually finished.
We shout out to Jay from Toku Toy Town. We were just looking for anything Kamen Rider, and he had some stuff. And Jay's a friend of the show, friend of the magazine.
Jay, absolutely fantastic.
We wanted to support him and get some stuff for you.
But to be fair, like I have seen some of it, so I will. It does still.
Which
fit
one
in the
is
collection. That is Ryuki. That is Ryuki, right. And he's all gold. It's a gold figure, so I love this figure. It's the solid gold look to him, and everything is really cool. So I mean, he'll probably stay in the box. I probably won't even take him out of the box and just set him on my shelf. because I love the way he looks. This one, I have a figure. I have the Band Presto figure of this, but having this one, it just, oh man, this is so cool. This is a Kuga. But what's great about this is even though I have the Band Presto version of this is actually one of his other modes. So this is actually the which one is it? It's not Kuga, Agito. Sorry, Agito is what. But I'm trying to remember what the other what the mode is called because it's all in Japanese, so I can't remember what it actually is called. But it's one of his forms that he takes. So it's the red form because that was the era when they were they can change into all different colors, and he has the sword and everything. So I love that. Yeah. So even though I have an Agito figure already, this one is an excellent addition to my collection. I love it. So
I'm going to show my ignorance here. I think when I first saw that, I thought it was Kuga.
Yeah, well, because he looks like one, Agito does look like Kuga to begin with, but the main difference is the color difference. But then in this mode, he's the same color that the standard Kuga is in, even though this is his special mode that he's only in certain times in the series. So yeah, he does look a lot like it. But yeah.
Oh, maybe cool. Kim can. Kim can help you out.
It's kind of. Oh, okay. It probably is in Katakana, but I don't know if you can see it on there. But it's but yeah, I'll send you some photos, Kim, and you can take a look at it. But I'm pretty sure it's like the burning mode, I think is what he's called. It's burning mode. Is when he's in the red form, but he has different colored forms, and that's the red one. But this is something that I was excited to see because I did not know what was on it. I just saw that there was a shirt in there, so I wanted to see what was on it, and oh my god, it looks so cool. I love it. And of course they're chibi because everybody knows I love the chibi monsters. Oh, great. So that's cool. That's cool. And it has their names written in Japanese. So you got Rodan, Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Gigan, Mothra, and Mechagodzilla on a shirt. So I love that. Gonna wear that next time I go out somewhere special. I'm gonna be wearing the shirt. So that is my haul from G-Fest. Even though I wasn't at G-Fest, that was my haul from G-Fest. So thank you guys very, very much for sending me this stuff. This is wonderful. I loved all of it. I love all of it. And it will decorate my new place very well.
You got some decor.
Yeah. I just got to get the rest of my stuff unboxed. That's everything's still boxed up right now. So, but yeah, so we can move.
You're going to do that on stream too?
No. So, but I might take pictures and share them. I might do a tour, a collection tour one day. I'm not a big collector. Everybody, if you watch this show enough, you know me. I'm not a big collector. So I don't have like a lot of fancy stuff. But one day I might show off just some of the stuff that I do have. But yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to get Double's scarf. I forgot to take his scarf out. He has the little silver scarf that blows in the breeze.
I wasn't sure if you were doing that or some ASMR for everybody.
Yeah.
Be both. Could be both.
Do you enjoy this? Is everybody enjoying this? Yeah. So that's
there you
go. I still want to get I still haven't gotten it yet, but I want to get the Band Presto Heroes Brave statue of Kamen Rider Skull, which is also from the Double series. From it's W's mentor who dies at the beginning of the series. There's a movie that they have where he comes back as a Kamen Rider, and so spoiler alert, I guess, that I want to get that. He looks great. He looks like Michael Jackson but with a skull mask. So. He looks great. Anyway, thank you guys so much for that. That was a lot of wonderful gifts there. I have great friends. All right. So, Elijah, now do you want to take over to do the
Rick Tamlin?
Who's Elijah?
Okay.
My name is Rick Tamlin. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the news. The weather is looking just fine. It is warm and humid as heck. So here we are doing the movies and television section of Kaiju Weekly News. To get us going, here we have the first full look at the complete adult Hoshikozu suit for Hoshi 35. Details about the Indigo physical release of Kaiju Glam Metal Shark Attack includes the announcement of the Kaiju short film, The Giant Brine Shrimp, a stop-motion HD remaster of the short. The Lake gets released in China as The River. Space Monster Wang Magui and Yonguri Monster from the Deep are getting theatrical showings at Korean cinema's Golden Decade, the 1960s event at Lincoln Center in New York City. The Meg 2, The Trench, is now available on digital. Tremors 2 Aftershock gets a Blu-ray 4K announcement by Arrow Video. Power Rangers Cosmic Fury clip has been released. Along with the release has been new stills of the upcoming show. Life magazine has issued a 90th anniversary publication showcasing the 8th Wonder of the World, featuring two variants, one with the 33 King Kong and one with the 2005 King Kong. The first part of the Gamma Rebirth novelization has went on sale. Gamma Rebirth continues its marketing with a making of Jiger featurettes. The Gamma Rebirth website has been updated. Netflix's Ultraman movie's last shot has been approved by ILM. Godzilla 1998's 25th anniversary 4K Steelbook has been revealed. It releases October 20th, 2023. A new look at the storyboards for Godzilla 2014 and Godzilla King of the Monsters were shared by VFX supervisor Matt Alsop. The new Monarch show has a new banner released for Apple Plus TV. Godzilla Minus One director Takashi Yamazaki will be publicly speaking at a theatrical showing of both Godzilla 1954 in 4K and a 35mm print of Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. Another event is occurring soon as Godzilla 3 Illustrators Zycle, which features Yuji Kaida in Shinji Nishikawa's Godzilla Minus One drawing, the first time it's ever been revealed. The event occurs October 21st, 2023 in Osaka, Japan. As for YouTube releases this week, we have Godzilla Island continuing with episode 49, Mother Mothra Parting, and episode 50, Fly Mothra. Ultraman Blazar continues with episode 7, Rainbow Appears Part 1, with a teaser for Rainbow Appears Part 2 dropping. Also, we have the conclusion of Volts V Legacy. Episodes 76 through 80 have been shown and are available for streaming in English for anybody who wants to watch all 80 episodes of the show in its entirety, featuring special effects by Japanese company Toei. And that is all the movies and television news for the week.
Awesome. So let's start with Nathan this week. Nathan, what is one thing from the news, all these news items that you want to talk about? What's the one thing you want to talk about?
There's a surprising amount of ones that I wouldn't mind talking about, but since Michael's not here, we should probably talk about Cosmic Fury. Now, the clip was the opening credits.
No, there was another clip.
Oh, there was another clip.
Yes. There's another clip showcased by what's coming out in September on Netflix that was released. It's of the Rangers morphing and fighting some of the villains.
Talk amongst yourselves. I need to watch this.
Okay. Moving on to Danny.
No longer qualified to talk about his news that he picked.
Danny, what's one thing that you want to talk about from this news?
I'm going to rather unsurprisingly, considering what I do in the fandom, talk about the Gamma Rebirth novelization a little bit here. Not a whole heck of a lot to get into here necessarily, but I'm a sucker for film novelizations just in general. And whenever anything comes out involving new kaiju-related novelizations, I'm always all over it. And I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited. This is one that, I mean, I should probably preface this by saying that I would be shocked if we got a translation of this. I am fairly confident. Well,
there is a digital copy which you can probably translate pretty easily.
This is true. This is true. So either way, I'd love to have it physically on my shelf, and I might end up getting both. But to your point, translating it would be a lot easier if I didn't have to take pictures of all the pages, which I have done with my other books. I'm not above sitting and taking pictures of pages, but I go to great ridiculous lengths to to research things sometimes. But digital would be better. So even though there probably will not be I don't know, maybe, I mean, great Yokai War Guardians manga is getting translated. I don't, maybe Gamera Rebirth will get its novelization translated. I don't know. I would be kind of surprised. I'd be kind of surprised, but yes, Wet Jeffrey, I'm into novelizations. I see your comment, Wet. Yes, this is a this is a thing. This is a thing I like. Wet. It's a thing I'm in. It's a thing I'm into.
You like
and
wet?
Mr. Wet Jeffrey. You know, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and know that Wet knows I'm joking with him. Wet knows I'm kidding. So while I'm talking about this, I guess I'll rattle off a couple of other things that are on the notes just because they're cool. 288 pages for what is only going to be the first part of the overall novelization. They're splitting it up. Cost a little less than $6 USD, which is pretty cool. And I guess while we're waiting for Nate to get his act together here, I'll read the synopsis. Is that Boku? Okay. Boku, a 6th grader in elementary school, is robbed of the money she saved with her friends Joe and Junichi in order to buy a wireless device by a blonde boy named Brody. Ooh, man, you just can't trust blonde people named Brody. It's just a thing. When he goes to Brody to get his money back, he's attacked by a monster, Gauss. Oh no, who suddenly appears in the city. It was Gamera, a giant monster with a jet black body and pale eyes that saved the desperate Bako. Boko? Oh, it is Okay. I thought it was spelled wrong again. Okay, it's Boko. The battle that decides the trend of mankind, this is very oddly translated, by Gamera and the boys begins, an anime original novel. There you go. So, I don't know. That's kind of an interesting little peek into part of the plot of one of the episodes, maybe. It's not well translated, but it works. It's better translated than some things I've seen, so I'll take it. So yeah, I'm always down to read it, and I'll probably end up tracking it down and translating it, to the best of my ability. And I'm sure that other people out there will probably translate parts or maybe all of it. So more Godzilla and or Gamera and or other kaiju novelizations being in existence are always a good thing in my book. End scene.
Yep, completely agree with you on that one. I have nothing else to add.
Nate,
I'm excited.
Oh, go for it, Elijah.
I'm excited, and it is Katakawa, so maybe we could get a Katakawa license through like Viz, or I mean Viz is the one I automatically think of who does manga translations or whatnot. So maybe we could see something from them. This stuff seems to be getting more popular.
It's possible. I can't rule it out.
I'd like to see it. I'd buy it. I'd buy it. I'd buy that for $1.
I'd buy that for $1. Yes, or slightly under $6. Doesn't have a good ring to it. All right.
So Nathan, are you qualified now to talk about Power Rangers?
Yes, I am now qualified. So yes, I watched. It is a first morph sequence. Both of these clips confirm some things that either we already knew or we had been expecting as Power Ranger fans. One is that, which we already figured was going to happen, Zed's going to be the villain, because he was showcased in the opening credits. But the one thing I saw from the morph sequence that we were suspicious of has now been confirmed. The character Fern is going to be a Ranger, to the surprise of no one. I don't know if has anyone here else besides me seen Dino Fury?
Nope, actually I have not.
I don't know what's a Power Ranger.
Izzy's girlfriend. The Green Ranger's girlfriend is now going to be a Ranger, and she's orange, which I think this is which I think is the.
No,
I
there
don't
have to.
think there's been an Orange Ranger before.
Well, if you count Cat, what was it, Cat or whatever?
Oh,
her-
Cat from SPD, but that was only for
Yeah.
one episode. And SPD
counts.
Boom was an Orange Ranger in a fantasy sequence, but so that doesn't really count. From SPD. So
is the Power Ranger, is that like somebody who's like really good at being a forest ranger?
A powerful forest ranger. Yeah.
Only you can prevent.
It really takes away some of the magic when you actually dissect the name, isn't it? Like powerful ranger.
It's supposed to be like lightning and electricity, but I think anyway.
That's shocking.
But,
No.
You walked into it anyway. So none of that's all that surprising. I will say this. I felt like that morph sequence went on for freaking ever, and I'm like, if this is going to happen every episode, at least once an episode for 10 episodes, it's going to get old really fast, especially when you're binging it.
If you thought that was forever, then I feel sorry for you.
It just felt like it went on, and it was very repetitive too. It's just the same shot, the exact same shot, but with very little variation.
So a fight from the Monsterverse.
Scratch that off your bingo card.
So anyway, anything else you want to add to it, Nathan?
Nothing really I can think of at the moment.
Elijah, what of the topics did you want to talk about?
You know,
G98 4K?
I typed all of this, but I never decided of what I was going to talk about.
Talk about Yamazaki. You know you wanna.
I thought about it.
Oh, come on. At this point you're a Yamazaki stan. Right?
Absolutely. He is the most qualified director to touch Godzilla in 70 years. Actually, you know what? We're going to go with something that's not kaiju but giant monsters. I'm going to show some love to my team, Mr. James Flower and Matthew A. Frank, and the people over across the pond in the UK.
I am glad you're talking about this, because I was trying to decide between two things I want to talk about, and one of them was this. So I'm glad you're bringing it up.
I want to say, Danny, it was last year, correct? Last year, Arrow Video released Tremors onto Blu-ray and 4K.
That was last year, yeah.
And that is
a beautiful set.
It's a beautiful set. It has originally commissioned artwork by Matt Frank. It's got if you bought the limited edition, which I did, you have the full documentary Making Perfection.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a feature-length documentary on the making of Tremors. It's a beautiful set. It is loaded to the brim with everything you could have ever wanted. They ended up having to do a second disc, and what I love mostly about it is it featured the student films by S.S. Wilson and I'm blanking.
Hang on.
Co-writer and then the director.
It's gone. I'm not going to think
Bannon?
of it.
What? No, it wasn't Jim O'Bannon. Somebody else who worked on Alien, right?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Are you trying to say Dan O'Bannon?
Was it Dan O'Bannon?
Yeah, it's
no.
Dan O'Bannon.
But it wasn't Dan O'Bannon. But
it wasn't.
Ooh, it's gone. It's not in my brain. It used to be.
Yeah,
and it's not there anymore.
So I have to. Ron Underwood, I believe it had one of his short films, and then Brent Maddock. Yeah. It had short films from all of them, and one of those is Recorded Live, which
SS Wilson and Brent Maddock,
which is an amazing short film. Recorded Live is honestly one of the best short films I've ever watched.
And
Danny,
Ron
you
Underwood.
know which one I'm talking about, right?
I've not seen it yet, so I actually
Oh,
don't know.
Danny,
I
your
know,
homework after this stream, go watch it.
It's
It's
in
on
my room.
YouTube.
It's right.
It's on Blu-ray. It's on 4K. Go watch it.
It's my
Wait,
the
what-
disc is right over there. I can.
What is it?
Okay.
I missed it. I was looking something up.
It's called Recorded Live. It's a short film on the Tremor set. My point was, it is a
Oh,
loaded.
Yeah.
It's a loaded Blu-ray 4K. It's an amazing piece of art, and I was hoping that Arrow would pick it up. And we have a slideshow here that we can throw up as well that features all of the stuff we're talking about. Let me just pull this up real quick so we can have it. But I was hoping that Arrow would pick up more, because there's 7 Tremors movies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna moment of silence. There's 7 Tremors movies.
Yep. Number 7 was Shrieker Island, right?
Yes.
With 1 million more well on the way.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
I hope not.
They are going to make them until what that actor what's his name yes, I'm so bad with names.
Oh,
it's a struggle right now.
Oh,
too much Advil.
I'm gonna stop talking. I'm not gonna.
Michael Gross. Michael Gross. What's his name?
Gross.
I think so. I'm...
Has nobody here watched Tremor 7 besides me?
I have not. I have not seen Tremor 7.
Oh, then
have I seen Tremor 7? Shrieker Island? I don't think I've seen Shrieker Island. That's the one.
You definitely haven't. You definitely haven't.
That's the only one I have not seen.
We're just gonna say yes to that and move on. So.
Okay. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah. But no, there's always ways around things. I don't care, even if it. But no, Tremors is one of my favorite film franchises. I mean, even the awful ones, I'm still like, whatever. I love it. I love that there's just this franchise that they keep coming back to and keep creating new things for. The original one is a classic, cannot be touched. The second one, a brilliant follow-up that I think they did. It is heavily underrated when it comes to sequels. That, you know, because a lot of times people don't talk about this movie when they talk about sequels that are as good or, you know, can compare to the original. I think it does kind of reach almost the same heights as the original one. The third one I think is a lot of fun. I think the third one is you know, worth watching.
Yeah,
after the third
last one I saw.
After the third one, I think you can leave off. It would not surprise me. It would not surprise me at all if Arrow only plans on releasing the first 3, and that they do not have anything planned for 4 through 7.
I think they'll do 4. I think 4 is actually really good. I'll fight you on that one, Travis. 4 was the best since the first one.
No, 4 was the prequel. Prequels are never good.
It was good. It was interesting.
All the really good
cool.
prequels out there are crying right now.
And I'll have you know, Godzilla -1 is going to be the best damn Godzilla movie since 1954. So I don't want to hear your complaints about prequels.
But to be let's bring it back into the set. Like, I never imagined that they would have done this for the sequel at all. Like, I thought that when Arrow released that for last year, that set for Tremors, I was like, okay, you know, yes, fantastic, love it as a Tremors fan, huge fan of that. This came out of nowhere. I was just like, whoa, did not know this was even in the works. And I am so glad. I love the posters. If you know the set from last year, the posters fit right in with that, only it's the Shriekers instead of the Graboids. And that's another reason why I think, well, I guess 4. Yeah, I guess 4. Because it would make sense for them to do one for each stage of the creatures kind of life cycle to do, you know, so that you have a full set, and then after that they don't really. So I guess 4, if they do the 4 movies, but I still think the they'll just stick with the 3 because the
Plus,
3 are
after 4 it got awful. So
yeah. Well, that's when they went CG with the creature effects. So,
but
um,
so I didn't think they were going to do the sequels. I thought they were going to do the original Tremors. It's literally America's greatest monster movie of almost all time
since the 30s.
Like there's a few that I would say competes with it, but Tremors is a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
And I was shocked when I saw this. So
Aftershock.
After it came out, I was shocked. I was aftershocked. So I'm gonna give a rundown of all the bonus material. You have a new 4K restoration from the original negative by Arrow Films, approved by director S.S. Wilson. So this is a 4K or Blu-ray. You can buy the 4K version or the Blu-ray version. It comes with the same things, except one has a 4K disc, one does not. I'm gonna have to go home and see which one I bought, because if I bought the Blu-ray, I'm gonna buy the Blu-ray. If I bought the 4K one, I'll go buy the 4K set. It comes with original lossless 2.0 and 4.0 surround audio, optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, brand new feature commentary by director, co-writer S.S. Wilson and co-producer Nancy Roberts.
That rocks.
Brand new feature commentary by Jonathan Melville, author of Seeking Perfection, The Unofficial Guide to Tremors. Graboid Go Boom, a newly filmed interview with special effects designer Peter Chenzi. Critical Need to Know Information, a newly filmed interview with CG supervisor Phil Tippett. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
The Making of Tremors 2, an on-set featurette with cast and crew. Outtakes, trailers for Tremors and Tremors 2, image gallery, illustrated perfect bound booklet featuring new writing by Jonathan Melville on the Tremors 2 scripts that never got made, and Dave Wayne and Maddie Budrisks on the history of Universal's DTV sequel division. Double-sided fold-out poster featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Matt Frank. Small fold-out poster featuring new Shrieker X-ray art by Matt Frank, and limited edition packaging featuring newly and original artwork by Matt Frank. There is an alternative version to this release. We see on our screen here, there's a green box. On the Arrow Films website, you can get the orange box if you want the visual cohesence look of the releases. However, I'm a fan of it being different because it is a different movie. I'm definitely going to pick up a green variant.
Yeah, I like the idea of each movie having its own color, and it makes your shelf look more interesting.
I can't wait for this. I think Tremors 2 Aftershock is a very good movie. For what it is. I'm excited to see all the bonus material. Arrow rocked it with that first one. And Gamera Sith just said that he has all the films in the TV series likewise. And the TV series, I'd be curious if Arrow would do a TV release, because that is a solid show that's only 13 episodes.
Was there a second one with Kevin Bacon?
Yes.
No.
Well, no, it was in production,
be.
And then it got pulled. But
the pilot happened.
The pilot exists.
Pilot exists. Yes.
I want to see it so bad.
I do too. I've seen screenshots of it.
Me too. But it's such a shame.
It looks so different than the original series, the one that they did a while back, because it's like more darkly lit and very kind of like looks just in appearance looks more serious, whereas that one from back in the day was a very I don't want to say tongue in cheek, but I guess tongue in cheek, because
it was a sci-fi show, so that kind of explains everything. It was on sci-fi.
And really the entire Tremors franchise kind of is a little bit tongue in cheek. So it fits into the tone, but they were going to go completely different tone with that Kevin Bacon one.
Tell you what, between this and the Coffin Joe box set they announced,
yes,
Arrow's about to get some moolah from me here on a paycheck or two.
Yeah.
I've been jonesing to get my hands on the Coffin Joe movies for years, so I'm excited for that too. And
that's all of them, right?
That's all 10. Right? Like, well, some of them aren't technically Coffin Joe films, but Jose Mujica Marins is in all 10 of them. And he's like, but he plays Coffin Joe in almost all of them. I actually don't know a lot about those films, so I'm excited to learn more by owning them and watching them, which is why whenever something like this comes out that I have a tangential interest in, I try to get them. Like the Shaw Brothers boxes. Like I hadn't seen all those films before, and it's like a good deep dive, but also a nice starter set for really getting into the best of Shaw, you know. So, and that's neither here nor there talking about Tremors, but this is a set I'll probably snag too. This is a beautiful set.
I'm gonna. The only thing that I hate about getting this set is that I do not have the set from last year. I have just the Blu-ray, the one Blu-ray, and it does have Matt Frank's art on the cover of the Blu-ray, but that is all I have. I could not afford at the time to get the full set, so I do not have that, and so I hate having one set and not having the other one, but it's like, but I really want this.
For $50, it looks like you can get the original limited edition.
Where?
On where?
70.
On where?
Don't say it out loud. No. Oh man, I was gonna say don't say it out loud because I don't want anybody to snag it up.
There's like 50 of them.
Text it to me because I want to grab it.
Send it to me too because I would like to get that as well.
Me too. Let's just put it in the group chat.
Just put it in the group chat. We're all going to be bidding for the same one.
Hey, I mean, I got one, so you guys fight for what you want.
No,
just give me popcorn and I'll watch it.
Hey, okay,
I have to cover the first one on the podcast at some point, so I need research material.
Which one of us was born the year that the original movie came out?
Elijah.
That's me out then.
Which one of us spent over a week making a graboid statue that I have packed away somewhere and don't know where right now?
Danny?
Me.
Not me. You were here when he showed that off, right, Nate? His awesome
yes,
graboid?
I know. I'm being cheeky.
I couldn't tell for a second. You're so convincing.
Who here is the bigger Tremors fan? No,
Elijah.
No, I'm just kidding. So no, Elijah has watched Shrieker Island. We are different.
I have watched Shrieker Island. I have watched
Streaker Island. What?
Shrieker Island.
Freud's Island.
I have watched A Cold Day in Hell. I've watched Bloodlines.
Have seen that one.
I've watched the trailer for the pilot for Tremors, the series.
Yes.
I've watched everything. I've watched the short films from the directors. I am a graboid.
I mean,
graboids in disguise. That's not funny.
I was born the same year that the original movie came out.
It's his birthright. It's literally his birthright.
It is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of those ones that me and my mom share a love of. She's not a big giant monster movie fan, but she loves Tremors, and so me and her just share that. So that's why I was like, I wanted to talk about this, and I was trying to decide between this and another topic to talk about for the.
And Travis has disappeared into the
into the void. While we're waiting for Travis to come back.
We fulfilled Travis's love of Tremors so much that he decided he didn't need to come back.
Apparently not.
He decided that he could officially end his time and be happy with everyone.
Well, since we're waiting for Travis to come back from the void, Gamera Sith, you say, I offered to assist with that episode, guys. Is that in reference to doing a podcast episode?
Line.
Just for clarification.
So Travis is going to be gone for a solid few moments.
Rats.
So in the meantime, while we wait for
away.
him, Danny, would you like to transition us into our next section?
Oh, I'd be glad to. All right. It is time for Toys and Collectibles. Okay, I can't keep doing that. That's enough of that. Hey, here we go. Toys and Collectibles, guys. It is time to do a thing. Elijah, are you ready with the yes?
I am. I was born ready.
You were born ready. Well, what a coincidence. So was I. That's super cool. So, well, we got to talk about Tamashii Nations opening a store in New York, which is pretty cool.
What?
Yes, the Tamashii Nation store New York branch is opening September 8th, 2023. Pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool. So that's super duper cool. Their hours are going to be 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. So how cool is that? Also, worth noting, by the time we stream next week, in fact, by the time we all wake up tomorrow, the US Godzilla store will be open.
Yes, I can't wait. I'm going to stay up till midnight and see what happens.
We have some good stuff coming. The fact that this is all happening is just the coolest. So I can't believe it. So that's kind of the big kind of toy overview news. But in terms of specific products, what we're looking at here on the left is the Power Rangers Morpher toy from Hasbro. It just got released. We've got a nice new. It looks pretty good. I don't collect these. Nate, what would you say about this Morpher toy?
That's the Cosmic Fury Morpher?
Yes, this is the brand new Cosmic Fury Morpher. It looks cool to me. I don't know,
it's okay.
I don't have my thumb on this particular collector pulse, so I don't know what looks good or cheap or gimmicky to this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not my favorite Morpher. It's okay.
What?
Fair enough.
So is this what the Rangers eat out of, or is this like morphine, or is this what they use to help save the people?
This is.
Why does it look like a lion? Do the Rangers want to look like animals so they have stuff like animals?
It's a secret Voltron remake.
I was about to make that joke.
It's a lion.
I wasn't fast enough because
It's a lion.
It's a lion. I knew that's what was happening, and I had to acknowledge that I knew what was going on. So I actually have a couple of like Ultraman transformation devices, but I don't have any Power Rangers transformation devices. Mr. Nathaniel, is this or a variation on this something you would add to your Ranger collection?
I don't know about this. I wouldn't mind getting some of the other Morphers. I do like the classic Morphers from Mighty Morphin. The Dino Buckler. Yeah,
Dino Buckler.
I've seen some pretty snazzy toys of those.
There's some good
Speaking of Ultraman, there are a couple of Ultraman transformation devices I would like to get. Number one, I shouldn't say number one, but my top two, I would say, would obviously be the Beta Capsule because classic, and I want the Spark Lens from Tiga.
Spark Lens is actually, I don't have a Spark Lens.
I'm surprised.
I need the Ultra Eyes.
I have the
Ultra Eyes would be really cool too.
I have a couple of Beta Capsules, including the one that just came out in America a couple of years ago. That's a beautiful one. I have a vinyl one, and then I have a set of Ultra Eyes that are actually different translucency to depict what it looks like when it transforms. I actually got that in Japan on a little shop on Ultraman Street. Near Toho.
There's an Ultraman Street?
Yes, it's where Subaraya Productions used to be in the 60s. And after they moved locations, they turned the entire area into like an Ultraman themed town. Look up pictures of it. It's adorable and awesome.
I'm adding that to my bucket list.
Do it. No, it's really great. I love it there. Moving on from that, we have some new Gamera Rebirth pop-up shop goodies, including some plastic stands that are obviously have the monsters on there. They're plastic, probably acrylic. Probably acrylic. Stickers, pins, and some apparel. He's back.
Yay! He's back from the void and being the unpowered ranger.
Yes. Sorry. Continue, Danny.
Let's see here. So that's about it for this page.
There's some shirts, some pins, some exciting stuff. Real quick, before we go too far,
we do need to let Travis do his thing.
My thing?
Yeah. Pick a movies and TV.
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to talk about the Street Shark ripoff.
The glam, what is that? Glam Shark Kaiju Attack Band or whatever.
Glam metal shark, glam rock shark.
Kaiju
attack.
Glam Shark Attack.
Yes,
right.
that word salad.
It's glorious. It's glorious.
Yes, it is. It is. It's everything that I want the Meg to eventually become. The Meg franchise.
There you go.
Like it's just such a crazy.
Well, you know,
crazy...
but you know what the first sequel needs to be? They need to do a co-production with the Asylum and do what is it? Kaiju Glam Shark Attack versus Sharknado.
Oh God!
Naturally.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, that I just wanted to give a shout out to that because it looks crazy and it just makes me want to have a Street Shark movie even more.
Who knows, man? We live in weird times. Street Sharks might be coming. You just don't know. Oh gosh, what else can I tell you about myself? I think we can go to the next slide. That's what I think. I think we've exhausted this slide. Ooh, what have we here? Is that an alien? And am I gonna say this right? Kanan?
Yeah, I've heard it pronounced a couple different ways.
Yeah, I haven't actually heard this name pronounced before, but this is a brand new addition to the Ultra 200 series. New Bondi figure. So if you're into collecting Bondis of the Ultraman characters, we got a new one coming. He's pretty cool, and he's only about $5. 526 USD, or about 770 yen. Not terrible.
He was originally from Ultra 7, if I remember correctly.
He was an Ultra 7. He was one of the 8,000 Ultra 7 aliens.
Right, and they're releasing the new figure because he was just in Blazar.
Oh, that's right. See,
well, a couple of them. I should say it was a couple of them.
Oh
yeah, I'm very far behind on Blazar, so
I am too. I
should write something for the magazine about Blazar.
Blazing, is this what the Rangers that
so out of the four of us, we can confirm that only Nathan blazes up.
That's what I heard.
I mean, I'm too busy being 80, so that's where I'm at.
And I'm too busy being 90, so it.
And I am.
I've seen all of 70s Ultra. I know what it's like to be high.
Juggler.
Yes, you don't need any Kanans when you have your juggler.
Yes, I have my juggler.
There he is. What a There's no way that thing is not laying in the bed tonight. Like that's getting cuddled.
Oh, the only thing is I'm worried that Daisy will chew it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely keep it away from the cat. It's like, Daisy, this is my new teddy bear.
Daisy, you are not allowed to eat my husbando.
Daisy, I know you're jealous of our love, but
husbandi.
Oh dear. Well, I've never felt more like moving on ever in my life. So,
speaking of Ultraman.
Yeah, we have a new figure arts to talk about here. Well, not really new. They're reissues. We have a couple of different reissues of Ultraman SH figure arts figures coming out, including Tiga, Type C 66, and a couple of other ones. It's going to be nice to get those back. The Type C 60, the Type C original Ultraman. I don't think I have that one. I think I have the Type B. Which is my personal favorite original Ultraman look.
Which one do I have? Because I have a figure arts classic Ultraman, but I don't. It's type. It has to be B or C.
I have the masterpiece one, so I think that's Type A.
Type A is he's got like a human wrinkly face, and then Type B is kind of like the standard Ultraman in my head, and then Type C is basically the same thing, but he's got a wider kind of fish mouth thing going on.
Right. I think Type B is the masterpiece SH figure arts one.
I think so. I think that's right. But if you like Type C, if you like the original Ultraman, if you like Tiga, that one's coming out along with a few more. Plus, we've also got a bunch of Ultraman New Generations heroes, New Generation heroes. I can English, I promise. Stickers, keychains, buttons, and a lot of stuff coming from Graph Art Store in Japan. So if you like Ultraman knickknacks, curios, and tchotchkes, then here they are. I do like a good keychain. I do like a good button. I do like a good sticker. Stuff in there.
I need a figure arts Tiga in my life.
You do need that. And I think I was talking about it last week. I have the Ultra Act Tigas, but I don't have any of the figure arts Tigas. But that's fine. That's all good. They're a little bit smaller, the figure arts. But they are really posable. They usually come with a lot of cool stuff. So yeah.
You do that, Kim. You do that. Because she actually lives close enough that she could go that place.
She absolutely could. That's really, really cool. Also, keeping it ultra for a while, Fig Zero has just announced a new entry in the Ultraman Suit and Other Universe line, which is inspired by the manga and or anime version, where all the Ultraman are kind of Iron Man type mecha suits. And we have an Ultraman Zero coming, LM mode specifically. And he's pretty cool looking. They have an angular design. They look a little less, I guess, human, I guess you could say. Like, they're obviously still humanoid, but they're also very clearly suits. So it's an interesting look for the characters. The pre-orders are live for this dude now. He's 31.5 centimeters tall. He's about 1/6 scale. And he actually comes with a couple of cool things, including LED light up features, which is neat. 4 pairs of alternate hands, a Zero Slugger Hawk, which, if you're unfamiliar, is the head crest that he can take off and throw, just like his daddy, Ultra 7. The Zero Defender, and it is worth noting this does require batteries. And you can get this for the low price of, dear God, $150. Never mind. And it'll be shipping at the end of this year, 4th quarter. But if you're into Ultraman, then especially if you're into these interesting Ultra designs that are suit inspired from the manga and the anime, then
I do really love those designs. They're so really cool.
They're really cool. I have the Ultra Act manga Ultraman. And I love the look of that thing. It's such a cool look. All right, next slide. Let's do it. Ooh, is that Mothra I see? That makes me very happy. That makes me very happy. Direct from Bandai, we are getting Mothra and Kiryu t-shirts. And if you look carefully there, a new Bandai Premium acrylic logo display for Kiryu, featuring the Kiryu Squad logo, the JXSDF logo, which is low-key one of my favorite logos ever. I just love that kind of foreboding look for Kiryu, almost silhouette. Looks like the coolest Boy Scout badge you never got. Like it's pretty cool. I love these shirts. I don't have any of the acrylic stands. I don't really have a place for them. Considering how I mean, they're not super expensive, but they aren't cheap either, especially when you have to import them. But they are really cool, and I mean, I'm a sucker for Mothra stuff too, so it's hard. it's difficult to not, especially when you have the logo on there. That always gets me. Any of you fine gentlemen interested in picking any of these things up?
I'm always a sucker for a Mothra. I mean, I probably won't pick them up, but I would love to. I don't know how much they are.
I probably won't get them. It's just money I don't need to spend. But yeah. I love the rainbow effect on the wings. I love that, and I love the kind of simplified Shobijin. Yes. At the bottom, almost looks like a woman's restroom. kind of stick figures.
See, and I was thinking it was like the whole thing was giving me kind of like arcade, kind of like Pac-Man vibes, the whole design. But yeah, it does kind of look like the women's restroom logo.
Let's go with Pac-Man. That's a little bit. That's
a little more dignified there.
A little more dignified. Let's throw him a bone on that. But yeah, these are cool, and I love that we're getting a lot more of the, like apparel and these little kind of tchotchke desk items. Those are always cool. Next to Slido. Ooh. Yeah, we're getting into some cool stuff here. Now I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Cast, which is the products you're seeing on the left there. We're getting some cool Cast stuff. The problem is I can't get my hands on Cast stuff. You have to basically buy this stuff off of Yahoo Japan. You can get on Buyee and track it down, but I've had the worst luck trying to get them, and they're beautiful. They're small models. They're not huge, but they are incredibly detailed. They're well painted, and they've done some absolutely wonderful obscure stuff. Like if you need a Millennium in your collection, this is how you get one. If you want like the Rock, the UFO from Godzilla 2000 that's like half burned, this is where you go. They will go there. And looking at this, they do interesting poses. dioramas, and we're looking at a Matango in the Matango in the forest. That's cool.
The fact that you're doing a G98 one
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. The in swimming in the Hudson River while he's running away from the submarines. That's a great action pose. I love seeing that design in a swimming pose too. And it just kind of looks like that's how he's supposed to naturally be. So I love seeing him in that swimming pose. We also have an Ogasawara Trench Godzilla, which is pretty cool. And we have Gaira here. And they're calling him Fearful Gaira, which is interesting. These range. These have a different price range, anywhere from like $30, $35 to $50 or $60. The Matango Forest is a little bit more expensive at $112 plus. So they're not cheap, but they are definitely cool little dioramas. And I am all over that. I am all over that. Also, we now have another hint at the upcoming Aztec Godzilla, the Urban Aztec soft vinyl Godzilla. That Mondo has released. We've gotten a couple of cryptic teases so far. And I mean, we've already talked about this guy in previous streams. I won't stick around here too long, but this is such a beautiful look. I love the Aztec design on this. And yeah, it's going to be really, really good. It's going to be really, really good. Definitely go back a few previous live streams, or if you're listening in the podcast, go back a few weeks in your podcast feed, and you will find us talking a little bit more extensively about that sculpt. And also on this page, there's a new memorial book coming out. Every once in a while, there's a MOOC or a book that comes out that's like focused on something very specific, like an actor or a character. And it looks like Miss Miki Saigusa is getting her time to shine. Godzilla heroine Miki Saigusa Memorial Book is the wordburger name of this particular tome. And presumably this will have some information in it. It'll have, photos and stuff like that. So if you're into collecting things revolving around characters and or actors, or if you're really into Miki Saigusa, this is for you. I might pick this up. It's only $27. It's only $27. It comes out October 20th as well. There you go. Pretty cool.
Danny, just real quick. Really quick. What is a memorial book?
Memorial book. It's try to find a good way to describe it, but
it's
basically they're less memorial and more commemorative, if that makes any sense.
Okay, because when you say memorial to me, it sounds she didn't die.
No, she didn't die. But it sounds like that word has a slightly different meaning. It's more like you're remembering and celebrating somebody they've done them for people who've passed too, so it's not dependent on you being alive or dead, but they're basically celebrations of characters or actors. Go ahead.
It's worthy to note the reason they're doing this is because of Megumi Odaka's return to acting with Hoshi 35.
Right. Yes.
So because of that, they're going to be doing this book. There's a huge push. I mean, she's getting her own doc, right? She's getting her own documentary attached to the Hoshi 35 marketing as well. They're making a big deal out of her return to acting, which is really nice to see.
I'm really happy to see that. I'm a big fan of Miki. I'm a big fan of Megumi-san. So it's really touching to see how they've been kind of welcoming her back. It's really, really sweet to see. And I've met her before. Who else in the stream has met Megumi-san? Okay. She's a sweetheart, is she not?
Mm-hmm.
She's
very nice.
She's wonderful. She's a wonderful person. And I'm just so happy for her. And I hope the rest of this year is great for her.
I could see her coming to G-Fest next year to help promote Hoshi 35.
I hope
maybe they'll screen it too.
I would love that.
I'm super pumped for Hoshi 35, so I would
yes.
love it if they did that.
And me too. I am so pumped for that movie.
Yes. All right, it's time to talk a little MMS. Oh yeah, we got some MMS stuff. We've got Movie Monster Series Bandai's coming down the pike, and this is my jam. Like, this is where I love to collect. What?
Titano.
What? Oh, your friend oh, yes. Yeah. If only you'd been a little patient, Nathan. Good things.
And I bought the Godzilla 75 original Bandai too.
Yeah,
so if you had been patient and not jumping on the bandwagon.
But I got to support Jay, who cut me a deal.
That's fair.
I have no idea what we're talking about, but okay.
we'll walk you through it later. So first up here, we've got Destroya and Burning Godzilla, and you can actually start pre-ordering these in the US right now, which is really cool. And these have been out before, but the big news right now, the big jam, the cool thing. This is the cool thing. Is we've got Godzilla Store exclusive Titanosaurus and Godzilla 1975 coming out. Now, Titanosaurus is one of those weird Bondis that's rather elusive, where they released an initial version and then they released a version in a box set, and he's just been one of those figures they haven't put out that much, and so he tends to be a little exorbitantly priced, depending on where you get him, unless you're me and you get yours for free, Nate. But
that rhyme. Unless you're me and you get it for free.
Unless you're like me, you get it for free.
Bars.
No, yeah. I'm a poet and didn't even realize it. Oh, I messed it up. Never mind. Yeah, Elijah knows what I'm up to. Anyway, just like Titanosaurus, this is a great Bondi. It looks to me like they're using the same mold. I can't be
It's the same mold. It's a different paint job.
It's a very different paint job. It's a little bit closer to the box version. As opposed to the standard release tag version that they did, but it's a beautiful looking figure. Godzilla 1975 is an interesting one because up until now it was landlocked into the 50th anniversary memorial box. They basically used the 1973/4 Bondi and made him a new head, which is pretty much how they made the suit anyway. So it makes sense.
As a potential illustration,
there he is.
Yeah, and here's the 75. These were both in that box set that you were mentioning.
Yes, they're beautiful figures. But they've been elusive for the last 20 years, really. So the fact that these are coming out is really, really cool. Oh, they're in love. Oh, that's not what was happening? Okay. No. So I know what was you were reenacting
Rule
the battle.
34, weirdo.
I am hardly that, sir. You watch your filthy mouth.
Okay.
So these are cool figures. I've gone on about these just about enough. They're just really cool. And
they released in September of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking at like $22, $23 for the Godzilla and about $30 for the Titano.
And you said that they're Godzilla Store exclusives?
Godzilla Store exclusives, which means that starting tomorrow, we have a Godzilla Store in America. You can get them pretty simply now.
Yes.
And $22-$30 for these, that's ridiculous. Like that's if you want to get the Memorial Box 75 Godzilla, it's $120 on eBay. Titanosaurus is not much cheaper. So this is huge if you're a Bondi collector and you want these figures in your collection without having to sell internal organs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there are very many Titanosaurus figures, period.
There are not a lot, which is a shame because people really like him. So yeah, I've waxed on enough about these guys. We can move on. Ooh yeah.
You're talking to me. You're talking to me. Okay, sorry.
Make my day. What we're looking at here is the Godzilla Osechi 2024. This is a product that's a collaboration between Osechi maker Yamafuku and Godzilla, the brand. It's pretty darn cool. It comes with these great trading cards. They all have commentary that relate to Godzilla anniversaries, which is really, really cool. It's about 112 millimeters tall. There's a deluxe version of it. And I mean, considering how really kind of beautiful this thing is, it's shocking it's only $26.
Yeah. But they are limited.
They are limited.
300.
Yes, and they're coming out October 20th. There you go. Not much else to say about him. If you like your 1954 Godzilla, he's cool. Now, this is where it's at. This is where it's at. We have a new X Plus Godzilla 2000. He's in the 30 centimeter scale, and pre-orders are live for this thing right now, but that's not the cool part. The cool part is this thing, if you can't tell by looking at it, was created by scanning the original suit. This is
the second suit, specifically.
Specifically the second suit. So it's pretty darn accurate. and they even did the red lighting on the oh, it's so good. I don't have $225.36 US cents to spend on this, unfortunately, but it's tempting because this might be my favorite Godzilla design. Like, it's up there.
Yeah, it's up. I mean, well, this is definitely my favorite Godzilla movie, and I know it's Kim's, who's in the chat. I know it's her favorite Godzilla movie, your favorite Godzilla movie. So yeah, this absolutely is one that if I was one to collect figures, especially X Plus, this would be on my list for sure.
Yeah, it's just beautiful, and it really shows you how many favors this suit was done in the film by good lighting. I mean, just look at the lighting on the texture on this thing. It's just beautiful. I you know what? I still might cave and pre-order it if I can maybe pay for it in chunks, because I just love how beautiful this is. But
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, if I can pay for it in chunks, maybe. But yeah, I can't drop it.
No, I mean, if they use shop pay, that could be possible.
True. But this is not the only expensive Godzilla thing on our list to talk about tonight, nor is it the other big thing, because we got a couple of cool things to talk about here. Get your wallets ready, people, because Black Dragon Garage Kits has announced a Godzilla 2001. 21 centimeters, about 165 smackers, releases October 31st, and is a Godzilla Store limited edition. And that doesn't mean that's not restrictive anymore. It's so weird to say that it's like, because I'm so used to, Godzilla Store exclusive. Oh God, I'm gonna pay somebody to stick it in a warehouse. No, you can just do it now. You just buy it from the Godzilla Store, and it's pretty darn cool. It's pretty darn cool. We also have a new Spiral announcement. This is the purple colorway for Shin Godzilla. Pre-orders are currently live. It's gonna ship at the end of August, which is pretty cool. We're not that far away. August 31st, about 32 centimeters tall. There are only 50 of them, so get them while they're hot. $170 a pop. He's pretty cool. He looks like cotton candy.
He does.
He kind of does. If you're into your articulated stuff, and I know I am, Hiya Toys. I'm actually still not sure how to say it.
Hiya.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, Hiya Toys. Thank you. We have a female Mudo. It's coming out, and this is pretty cool. It's the first time we've gotten an articulated Mudo, and it's about time. It's only been almost 10 dang years since the movie came out. Monster Arts has never done it, and NECA didn't do it, so Hiya is now doing it, and it's beautiful. The Mudos don't have a lot of representation as toys anyway. I have the Bandai Premiums, and they're gorgeous, but they're not articulated. They have movement in the arms and the legs, and that's it. The wings, they can do this. They can praying mantis it a bit, but that's it. The articulation in these look really, really good. Knowing Hiya's quality standards, these are going to look pretty good when they ship, I imagine. So if you're into articulated stuff, I know people love Hiya. I actually don't have it.
Real quick, Danny, before we get too far. I got to.
It's
a cameo.
Daisy.
There she is.
Gotta say hi. Okay, she doesn't like me holding her for too long, so I had to get a cat cameo in there before.
Cat cameo.
I hope she's adjusting well.
Yeah. I'll tell you about that later.
It is. I think there's one more thing. Is there one more thing? There he is. Godzilla 2019 Night Color Edition. We got a brand new. This is Monster Arts. Yes, definitely Monster Arts.
Yes, SHMA.
Cool looking. I don't know how I missed this one getting announced. I'm usually up on my Monster Arts announcements, but if you by some miracle don't have this mold in one of the other 900 color versions that have been released of it, this new Night Color Edition releases September 8th, 2023, coming up here pretty soon. It is a Tamashii Nation store exclusive,
which is also no longer
not a
impossible.
Thing. It's so weird that that's not an issue anymore. About a little over 6 inches tall, as per SH Monster Arts tradition. It comes with alternate hands. It's about $75. The cool thing about this is that the paint job is inspired by Yuji Sakai. He was usually a how can I put this as succinctly as possible? He is one of the best. Ever out there in terms of Godzilla art. You can't, like, the guy's like what can you even say about Yuji Sakai? So here it is. Here it is.
So, and I just have to say, this is absolutely a figure that appeals to every Godzilla fan, because the one thing Godzilla fans love to be reminded of is the nighttime scenes of any of the MonsterVerse movies.
Amen to that one.
Another one of those things that I never thought of as being a thing or a problem until I got on the internet.
Yeah.
Like I still don't get it, but whatever. I don't know. I'm weird. But he's a cool figure, and honestly, I might get it. I've kind of fallen off Monster Arts a little bit, just not because I have a beef with Monster Arts or anything. It's just because I can't afford to keep getting $60 to $100 toys, and the new one, like this one's actually lower price than a lot of the most recent ones have been. I mean, I really wanted, and will probably still at some point get the Hedorah because I'm a Hedorah junkie. But it's $200 for that set, man. Like that's so much.
And I happily own it.
You do. You got it from Beast of the East.
I did.
At G-Fest.
I did.
You did. But this just about wraps up the toys and collectibles. If you listen carefully, you can hear a lot of wallets gently weeping in the distance, including mine. Do you hear that?
Including mine. Yes,
the sad sounds of a weeping wallet.
My wallet.
The Haya female Muto will be mine.
I'm gonna get that.
What? You actually buy MonsterVerse products?
I don't hate everything.
Nate, you have a very unhealthy buildup of Elijah's likes and dislikes in your head.
I might buy stuff just because I want to have
it's only one of his
shticks.
Collection. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So Nathan, why don't you tell us about comics and video games?
Comics and video games, you say?
Yeah.
Because I read comics and play video games? What?
Nathan, well, how about this? Just run through them as quickly as possible because we do need to get out of here.
I know.
So just run through real quick.
I do have visuals for the comics. So
okay. So Gigabash was at how do you say this? Anamangaki?
Yeah.
Anamangaki 2023 showcasing its new merchandise and lineup. Is that a convention? I'm assuming that's a convention.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's not one that I've heard of somehow. I just added this one. The Dawn of the Monsters DLC has just released. It is called Arcade Edition. You can get it for the low price of $699. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It's $699. Forgot the decimal place.
Ooh, that's how they get you.
Yeah. Battle Spirits announces new cards and the return of the Toho Kaiju series featuring Godzilla Ultima, King Ghidorah, Destroya, Mechagodzilla, and more. Godzilla Let There Be Dragons issue 3 covers have been revealed. Visuals, please.
Oh, that's a nice cover art.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the covers for this series.
Oh, they've been so good.
This is like one of those series. Like I've never been one that's like purely floppies versus trades. Like I can go back and forth on them. This is a series that I'm like, you cannot buy this in trade. You should buy this as the individual issues because these individual issues, every issue has been just a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to start finding these back issues and collect them. And then finally, we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue number 111 with a rap sheet of covers
13.
longer than my arm.
13 covers.
Some of these covers, a couple of these we have already mentioned on the podcast before because they were revealed earlier. So like the one of the Pink Ranger bent backwards and the zombie pose. We have mentioned before. That is a very creepy cover and just image, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. Just really just makes you just want to go out and buy it because it's like, what is going on with this?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we have talked about some of these covers, but yeah, these are some excellent covers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're labeled here as cover A, cover B, cover C, cover D, 110.
One for every 10. It's retailer's incentive, so you have to buy 10 for your store. And then you get one of these.
And then
so not
E,
every retailer is going to have them.
And then the next several, it's it goes for first one is 10, then cover E is you have to get 25, cover F you have to get 50, cover G you have to get 75, cover H is 100, cover I it says FOC reveal. What is remind me what does FOC stand for?
That I do not know.
That's just what's listed for it on.
Okay, and then it says cover J unlockable,
and that I do not know.
That I don't know, and then it just says exclusive variant, what not exclusive in a second printing, because this issue has obviously been so popular they have to make a second printing.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Those are your comics and game news.
Elijah. me and Michael are usually the ones fighting over the buttons. That was me and Elijah.
Yeah. I can't tell you. I would love to, like I said, I need to start getting Here There Be Dragons. I probably should get Mighty Morphin 111, and I do plan on getting the Dawn of the Monsters upgrade.
Has issue 111 already come out?
Yes, it came out. It came out this week.
Was it this week? I thought it was next week.
Yes, it came out this week.
I'm behind. I've been moving, so I do not know. But yeah, okay.
You need to find your local comic shop now, your new one.
Oh, I know where it's at because I've already been here.
Good.
So I already know. Yeah.
Ah, I see you have the correct priorities.
Yes, I know where a couple of comic shops are in my local area because I live in the same area that Michael does, so it's the same ones that he goes to. So yeah. So yeah, that's it for the news this week. We're not going to do any mailbag. We don't have any mailbag to cover. I did not mean to do that. To talk about. So if anybody wants to send us a mailbag for next week, please do. Our mailbags are always open. But now we can move into the SSP section. Shameless self-promotion.
Shameless suffering succotash.
I was going to say, who let the drunk Looney Tune on this week?
Okay, let's start with Mr. Self-Promotion himself, Nathan Martin.
Well, Godzilla says you should listen to all my podcasts. Anyway, so yeah, the Monster Island Film Vault, Henshin Men, which, as Travis mentioned, I co-hosted with him. I actually am thinking I might have you on for one more episode, Travis. And
you were supposed to have me on to talk about a manga, but then I never got the call.
I didn't know you were. Well, we were trying to make that happen, and
4 minutes.
Anyway, and the Power Tripper Journey Through the Power Rangers franchise, which is why I highlighted Cosmic Fury. And I am also a voice actor for Scyther Podcast for both their X-Men and Power Rangers shows. And check out my author website, nathanjsmarchand.com. You'll find links to all the socials and all that fun stuff at all those respective websites, and monsterislandfilmvault.com. Anyway, and kaijuRamamedia.com.
All right, Mr. Denny Damana.
If the idea of reading the Godzilla movies as prose novels sounds like your jam, check out the Godzilla Novelization Project. Head over to the website, GodzillaNovelizationProject.com. Follow me on the artist formerly known as Twitter and or Facebook. Thank you, Nate. And if I'm also it's a terrible joke. I also write for Kaiju Ramen Media and Kaiju Ramen Magazine. And I'm on 1,000 podcasts. I've been on Nate's show. I voice acted on Nate's show. I voice acted for Godzilla Unmade. I've done all kinds of cool stuff. But the thing I'm pushing majorly right now is Kaiju Kim, the wonderful Kaiju Quinn. Kaiju Kim salute. Kaiju Kim salute again. She's the Kaiju. I almost said Queen and Kim at the same time, so it ended up sounding like Queen. It's not a word. It was intended to be a word, but it was not a word.
That sounds like
anyway,
a dirty euphemism.
I don't know what really. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Kim is currently hard at work on creating a short film based on Godzilla versus Biollante called Erica. It is about the soul of the dead girl who's trapped in Biollante as she transforms into the monster as the Godzilla cells enter the rose that her soul is trapped in and begin to turn her into a monster. It's going to be really, really amazing. It's going to be a fully animated film. We're currently on Kickstarter right now. We're about 40% funded. We have a little over a month left. And if that sounds like your jam and you're able to donate, please consider throwing some money at Kim to help us get this happening. This Kickstarter will not collect all the funds unless we hit the goal. The goal is 10 grand because we want this thing to look as amazing as possible. There's some cool perks involved. I'm actually hard at work right now on a new secret perk that I think people are going to like. But if you can't back, share the link. Go to Kickstarter.com, look up Erica. And if you can't help us by giving us money, at least please spread the word because we would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Kim's spearheading this and I'm writing it. I'm so excited. But there you go. That's mine. Elijah, what do you got?
Hi, my name is Elijah. And I have
A fish.
problem with kaiju collecting.
Hi, Elijah.
That was hard to get off my chest.
Hi, Elijah.
Hey, Elijah.
But no, if you want to hear more of me complaining and talking and apparently hating everything.
Except for weird horror from Japan that nobody's ever heard of.
That's not true. Everybody's heard of Entrails of a Virgin.
Yeah, I still never heard how that movie turned out.
You don't want to know. I found
It was
out
very entrailing.
What? How did you find out?
because he told me.
Oh, okay.
We talked
never
Yes, I haven't talked to anybody. I want to know.
I talk to people, but if you want to hear me talk, I have a podcast. It's called Kaiju Conversation. You can find us on any podcast platform. You can find us on the artist formerly known as Twitter, as we're dubbing it. Thank you, Danny.
You're welcome.
At Kaiju_Converse, and you can also find that on Instagram and Facebook as well. We have just recently covered all of Takashi Yamazaki's kaiju movies. And if you want to talk about me loving stuff, Takashi Yamazaki is now one of those things.
I was going to say, you actually like things?
Yamazaki has made some of the best films in Japan.
Look, you haven't been paying attention, Nathan, because this guy is in love with Yamazaki.
Oh, I know. He's
am in
man crushing
love.
hard.
He's a believer. He couldn't leave her. If he
I'm
tried.
a believer. Yes. Yes, quite.
Hey, he's a monkey.
I
Those
also
are two
have
different
a-
songs.
But it's one band.
True.
True.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead.
I
Elijah.
also have a YouTube channel, ET13 Productions, where I have recently uploaded SOS Seek Shelter, a kaiju-inspired short film. Thank
The
you,
real
Danny.
winner from
Uh-huh.
G-Fest.
I also have an Instagram and Twitter at ET13 Productions if you want to check me out there. Beyond those things, I also run the Kaiju Conversation Discord server if you want to chat with people that have similar interests to you. And other than that, I am a member of Monsters with Attitude. If you want to check us out, you can go on YouTube and look up Monsters with Attitude. We have monthly live streams, and we talk about a ton of kaiju stuff. We also have a Facebook group now, Monsters with Attitude. Great. It's a great community full of great people. And I do want to give a quick shout out to Eric of Bearded Kaiju Reviews for helping me with the Kaiju collectible news this week. If you want to check him out on YouTube, Bearded Kaiju Reviews, he's got a lot of great content. Definitely check him out, and thank you, Eric, for helping with this week's giant list of kaiju collectibles.
Thank you, Eric.
Besides that, I guess if I'm talking more about what I've done,
What have you done? What did you do?
I helped write in the book Giant Monster Bug Cinema, apparently.
Oh, okay. We're going to talk about that.
I guess we're talking about that.
I
You
guess
can
we're
find
talking about that.
on
I
Amazon.
contributed to that as well, but you got the movie you actually liked.
I did. I got to cover Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. Great movie. And hopefully in the coming weeks, I might have something else to talk about. We're gonna see what
Exciting.
happens. We'll come back to that. But there's a little hint, little exciting potential news for the show in the future. So that's all I
Nice.
got.
Well, I guess that leaves just me. So if you are interested in kaiju, and you must be if you're watching this show, you can check out Kaiju Ramen Magazine. If you haven't heard of us, we are a fan magazine that celebrates everything giant monster related and the fans who love those movies. Issue 10 is available for pre-order now. We haven't had a huge amount of pre-orders, and that is this issue is actually going to be one of our most expensive to order, even though we're not increasing the price. So just saying, if anybody wants to order, please do. I just want to say, if you want to order, mainly because the cover that we're doing is a holographic cover, very special. Yes,
There it is.
that
Okay, yeah, I was
cover.
trying to find it.
That cover by Mars Tax on Twitter is one of my favorites. Actually, is my favorite right now of all the covers that we've had for the magazine. It is absolutely fantastic, absolutely beautiful, and deserves to be seen in holographic form. So please, please, please order this physical copy so that you can get it and have it for your collection, because it is a beautiful, and all the articles inside of it are good too. We didn't just make a beautiful cover and didn't put anything good inside. There's a lot of great stuff, including articles written by everybody on this panel. So
It's true.
yeah, so it's great. It's a great issue. I had a lot of fun putting it together for us. So if you want to follow us, you can follow it at kaiju_ramen on Twitter. If you want to know what's going on, keep up with us on Twitter. And you can also check out Kaiju Ramen Magazine. No, sorry, kaijuramenmedia.com. I think Kaiju Ramen Magazine still forwards to the same website.
It
so
does.
either one.
Mhm.
But kaijuramenmedia.com is the website that we have to order everything and also keep up with the latest news, because we do post news items on there too. And yeah, I think that's it. So in honor of the late, great Bob Barker, I'm going to say,
Aw.
help control the giant monster population. Have your kaiju spayed or neutered. Good night, everybody.
Adios.
Toodles.
Bye-bye.
And au revoir.
Sayonara.